Well, before we go to Fred Paul, there are dark economic clouds ahead, and I'm really struggling to find one politician who fully understands all of this. Families and businesses are rightly worried as cost of living pressures mount. Workers are demanding higher wages, which is only natural, but that's not really the answer. That will only lead to a wage price spiral. Commonwealth Bank's Matt Commons says, if businesses are pegging wage rises to elevated levels of inflation, that could spur even more aggressive interest rate rises. And he's right. And this is where the ACTU is dead wrong when they argue wages must keep up with inflation and social benefits and income support must be fully and promptly indexed to the actual consumer prices paid by recipients. Now, that would just further fuel inflation. Now, mind you, I've got every sympathy for the ACTU. They're just doing their job and saying what their members expect of them. But if you're batting for Australia, you couldn't possibly agree to such demands. This isn't just an Australian problem. It's happening all over the world. Energy costs going through the roof are because of brain-dead politicians prematurely pushing renewables onto us. This obsession with phasing out fossil fuels and demonising coal is denying households and industry cheap baseload power. We can't create wealth if we continue down this net zero path. In Britain, it's predicted that 20% of a household's income each month will now go to energy costs, and this is ridiculous. Australian businesses and manufacturing jobs are moving offshore because it's cheaper to operate elsewhere. Not that Chris Bowen cares, I suppose. Sure, external factors have contributed to the economic turbulence, like the Russian invasion of Ukraine, but stop using that as an excuse. It isn't the sole reason. It isn't even the major reason. Well before all that, government expenditure, as I've already said to Daniel Wild tonight, was through the roof and inflationary, making the economy run hot. If we want to avoid a recession and get out of this mess, politicians need to rein in government spending. If Australians won't work, reduce the welfare payments and force them to get off their backsides and work. If not, bring in foreign workers who'll do the job. That'll solve the labour shortage and help businesses. We also need the bloated bureaucracy, and Daniel made this point, to get out of the way. In other words, reduce the size of government departments. That'd be a start. Get out of the way and allow businesses to grow and be productive. This is the housing crisis. There are plenty of people out there, businesses ready to build housing, but bureaucracy and government departments get in the road. Politicians, like this New South Wales Treasurer Keane and others, need to stop these taxpayer-funded spending sprees. Fancy there being $27 billion of spending in one New South Wales budget. Spending growth of 26.5%. That's growth. Government expenditure, both state and federal, is out of control and has been for more than a decade. We need more efficiency with taxpayers' money, lower taxes, and get rid of endless volumes of regulation. Grow the economic pie. But so long as we spend billions on pointless green energy plans and allow people who are more than capable of working to live off welfare and punish businesses by denying them the staff they need, we will continue to go backwards. Someone with political courage is needed to make tough decisions. Who is that someone? Well, that's it from me tonight. Keep watching as Fred Paul takes you into the next hour. And remember to watch Nick Cater's Battleground tomorrow night at 8 p.m. here on ADH TV. Thank you for watching ADH TV. Good night.